Hey listeners, thank you for listening to us, and welcome to another episode of Theologic. I'm Zach Deacon.
I'm Zach Packey.
Sean Mushton.
Proverbs 18:24 says, "A man of too many friends comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother." So I love these guys. These guys are my brothers. I hope that I don't have too many friends. I don't think I do. I don't think I have too many friends.
Guess we have to ask, what is too many?
Yeah, what does that mean? Yeah, how would we work through?
Yeah, but these guys, I think, are friends that stick closer to me than brothers, and yeah, we are so thankful for the opportunity to be listened to.
Yeah.
That anybody would listen to my voice for an extended period of time. I am very thankful for.
I think you have a
So
good
including
voice.
some of the Democrats down at the House?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, nobody
Let
likes
him
it.
hear.
Let him hear it. Yeah, so this is going to be a final episode
Yeah.
of Theologic. There's going to be perhaps a different direction that it goes. We'll let Patke flesh that out.
Yeah.
I would also say, just spontaneously, this probably isn't going to be the last time you ever hear my voice on this recording. If Zach decides to interview somebody or bring us in as a special guest or something like that. But as far as sitting down as the three of us, is it triple teaming? Is that a thing?
Yeah, triple team.
Yeah, tag team.
Tag
We're
team.
more
That
than-
works.
we're-
Bouncing things off of each other.
As far as tag teaming like we are right now, things are going to be changing and coming to an end for us. I have appreciated these guys a lot and just hearing out my heart on a lot of things. These guys have walked alongside of me as I have done some very difficult things in my life. They have been there for me. They have always been a resource or an outlet or a soundboard. I know they pray for me, and those prayers are felt. The direction of the Deacon household is just headed into one of continuous busyness with just some other opportunities that we feel like the Lord has given us. June 2025 was pretty busy for us.
Yeah.
Even the end of May, I was in Arizona doing a Q&A panel, and
Where were you doing that Q&A panel?
at ReformCon.
Yeah.
Is that Jeff Durbin's conference?
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
did a Q&A panel at Jeff Durbin's conference, huh?
yeah,
All right, man.
yeah. So that was
awesome.
fun.
So are you getting hired on by Apologia? Is that why you're leaving us?
No.
Are you gonna be on Apologia Studio? Like, there's gonna be a fourth chair at the table, and there's gonna be two over here.
No, I would be very afraid of doing that because those men are wildly good at what they do, and I'm just kind of a peasant. But June was good too, but June was full of a lot of traveling, a lot of just engaging with individuals at conferences, and then speaking engagement in Dallas, Texas that I just got back from a couple days ago. And so just a lot of, and then something else came up in September. So thankfully that's just in Omaha potentially. But going down and being a part of some abortion ministry stuff, which has kind of been our heart for running and what we've done the last 3-4 years. And so that's just taken up a lot for us. And this was just something that we felt we needed to, with sadness, but a lot of joy, step away from. And so
And a lot of this came because of your work over at the Capitol.
100%.
Yep.
Yep.
This wouldn't have happened if so blame Deacon's job. No,
Well, in one way, I want to also say, in a good way, hear me
Yeah,
out
geez.
completely, but I also want to blame Packy.
yeah, that's fine.
Packy needs some credit here. So I don't think I've told this story on air before, but because of what we're talking about today, I think it bears telling where God used Packy in a great way to bring Zach to this platform, being able to speak out against abortion.
Yeah.
So long story short, a couple years ago, we're at the G3 conference. Packy and I are walking around, Deacon's somewhere else.
Yep.
We're in the main hall where the G3 conference was taking place, and I forget who was talking, but all of a sudden, Packy's like, "Hey, that's one of the elders from Apologia Church."
Oh, yeah.
And I wouldn't have recognized. I was like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah,
So
that's
obviously, Packy points him out. Now we're like, "Okay, where's Jeff? Where's Jeff Durbin?" And Packy spots him. He's like, "I think that's him over there." Now, Deacon had already begun doing some of his work with regard to abolition and speaking out against abortion. So Packy and I walk up to Jeff speak to him for a moment, not very long. And then as we're leaving, we're both like, man, this would have been a great meet for like Deacon if he could have met Durbin. That'd been awesome, just because of the nature of the work. So we rush out. We find Zach, and they're like, hey, you're not going to guess who we just talked to. We didn't tell him because he's thinking any of the G3 speakers, because Durbin was not there to speak at G3. And so he keeps asking, was it Paul Washer? Was it Vodi Bakum? We're like, no, just come on. And so we get Deacon into the main hall. We point out Durbin. He goes over and starts talking with him. And that was, I think, your first conversation with Durbin.
Oh, yeah.
So Packy, that spotting of the elder from Apologia and then you spotting Durbin was something that God used.
And I remember overhearing Zach's talking with Jeff Durbin, and he's like, a lot of what you've done has led me to want to be in the legislature where I'm at today.
Yeah.
And his response, where are you the legislature in? And he was like, in Iowa.
Yeah.
And that's the last I heard.
Yeah. So I think that it's cool too. Like, I don't know if I've ever shared this. Like, I don't know if I'm thankful for that moment, because there, in God's providence, there's each link in the chain. Like, I think that, and I'm not like boasting in myself or making myself out to be anything other than what I'm just a guy, I guess, trying to follow my convictions. But that was a huge moment. I don't think you understand how pivotal that moment was, because that is bringing spotlight to our state, which is helping to save children. Yeah. Like that, like it's not just not just a, just a fun moment as much as it is like in the totality of how God is working on this issue in our state. Like that was a big deal because it's bringing a lot of traction to our state to help bring equal protection to children in the womb. And so that's a really cool connection that I hadn't thought about. It's a big deal. Like that moment was a big deal.
Listeners, if you haven't tuned into our episode on when a ministry ends, that one just dropped a little bit ago. One of the reasons, just to remind you of what we talked about, one of the ways it's good that a ministry ends, or when a ministry is supposed to end, is when there's a bigger ministry that you could pursue. And that's what we're seeing. Yeah. A bigger ministry that God's opened a wide door. You can check that one out and get more information for what I talked about then. I don't remember all the stuff that I said, but that's really what we're seeing with this, especially with where Zach is going. Yeah.
And these guys are a part of it. I mean, whether prayerfully or Zach's just connection that he helped me make. I mean, that was a big, it was a big deal, because it brought, again, spotlight in a good way to our state. And now these resources are coming to our state to help us combat what is a scourge on our country. Yeah. And it's the killing of unborn. So, right.
By the way, the T-shirt you got was fantastic. I love that T-shirt.
Oh, I just got it for free.
Yeah, that went.
So I'm a tri-blend guy. Yeah. If this shirt had not been tri-blend,
it says abolitionist.
I probably would have passed on it, but I did get it for free. Yeah, and it's got Bradley Pierce's quote on the back of it. Yeah. Have you ever heard Bradley Pierce?
What does it say?
Murdering anyone should be illegal for everyone.
Yeah, there you go.
And so he said that at a rally in Texas, and so they just started throwing it on T-shirts. I wish I could say something cool and then have it just be something everybody wants to put on a T-shirt.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know.
Well, I'm going to guess that through the speeches that you do in your various traveling, eventually something is going to pop out. Sometimes those things are written out in advance. Sometimes just in the moment, it's like, boom, there it is.
Yeah. I was also thinking of the T-shirt that I bought from you. It was a cool white T-shirt. I love how it fits. Yeah. It says equal protection from conception. Yeah. It's got I don't know if you call it a fetus or whatever, a baby, embryo in there. Yep. It's those kinds of things. This is signs of your growing work that the Lord is doing through you.
Yeah. Yeah. So follow me on Twitter. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
Follow you on Twitter. Like and subscribe.
Selfish plug.
What is your name on X?
Just Rep Deacon.
Rep Deacon. Okay.
Any underscores or anything, or just...
No, man.
Okay. No. I'll just people want to go and find you. Rep
just come
Deacon.
Come and follow us, and we are doing the best we can to, just obey the Lord's conviction in a lot of other areas. Abolishing things is fun, like the ATF. Yeah, should also be abolished.
removing a big government is a good thing.
You bet.
Remove that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of corruption that would be good to end.
I like getting rid of things.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cleansing, isn't it?
It's cleansing.
I was just watching Hoarders with my wife last night.
Oh.
Yeah, I would die in an environment that's all full of.
How do they not die?
Some
That's
of them
what I
do.
wanna know.
I mean, some of them at least get injured, or they're developing a reason to actually do it. One of them I watched last night. They had bed bugs,
Oh.
and so they were staying for months outside in a tent because they couldn't sleep without getting bitten by bed bugs.
Oh.
So yeah, anyway, great illustration of a lot of areas in our government that just need to be emptied out, thrown away. Hoarders are great at.
When you think of our federal government, I want you to think of an episode of Hoarders.
Yes.
That is fantastic.
And you are free
probably
to use that.
probably gonna steal that from you.
Yeah, that's good. That's what I was going to say. Feel free to use that when you go on any of your speaking occasions.
Yes. Our federal
be,
government, just a bunch of disgusting hoarders.
Yeah, there you go. In a lot of ways, yeah, definitely.
Oh man. So that's kind of where I'm headed. But yeah, I have so much enjoyed being the topic arm of this conversation. We've talked about a lot of fun stuff.
I'm gonna miss that. That's something I wrote down as I was kind of thinking back over the past 3 years. And just, really enjoying getting those text messages where it's like, okay, guys, here's the 3 things. Here's 3 questions for each of these topics. And just kind of getting something out of left field. Because as a pastor, I'm normally for a matter of months or years kind of set in sort of a rut of sermons, Bible studies and such. But to just have something fresh and just be like, oh, okay, we're going to go take a look at
Here's the book of Joel.
Yes.
we
have to remember that one.
Don't doubt me.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
Well,
it was fun though.
Yeah.
It was fun though, even though it was a bit of like, oh, we're doing a whole book in 2 days. Okay, but it was still fun just to sit down, read it, think on it. Just having that random selection of topics that kind of came our way. That was something I really have enjoyed.
Zach, you want to share with us kind of where you're headed?
So it is of the Lord's providence that He has opened doors since we kind of made the decision to end Theologic, at least for the way that we're looking at it right now. If I pick it up on my own, we would. It would have obviously some differences. I guess, listeners, would you listen if it was just me? I mean, that's an important question. So. But anyway, so that the Lord has opened up a lot of doors for counseling recently in my church. So I would say that we've had some new members or new attendees that we have right at this point great opportunities to speak into their lives. And so, as one door closes, another door opens up to something else. And that's how we have to view the work of the ministry. And I think we talked about that in our episode on when ministry ends.
Yeah.
You're not done. I mean, like Theologic might be done. We might be closing our doors here, as it were, but the ministry even of Theologic still goes on because we're still on the internet. I mean, I'm not deleting any of our episodes. So hopefully the internet doesn't somehow delete our episodes. Somebody on there, I don't know if Buzzsprout would mess something up. I don't know. I doubt
those
that's going to
hoarders.
happen. Right, exactly. Federal government listening in and saying, all right, we're going to get rid of it. But yeah, that ministry is still going to go on. We're still going to be speaking into the lives of people years ahead. When we're living in an age where you do something once online, once on the internet, and it keeps going into infinity, and whether good or bad. So make sure you're very careful to do what's good and what's right.
That means when I said off the reservation is out there for forever.
Yeah.
Oh, I wrote that down as well because I was also thinking back over some laughs that we've had, and actually that was one specific. I was like, the time where Zach was like, okay, guys, I got a question. But if it's off the res, shoot it, and we'll just move on.
Remember that one time one of our guys was racist?
Right. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I love it. Yeah, so for myself, that's what ministry is going to sort of look like going forward. Where we're at as a church, we're growing in some good ways and trying to work to. But I'll put it this way: in our church, Northwest Iowa is an in and out culture. Sheldon itself is an in and out city where you have people that are here for a time, they move away, and we're experiencing that right now. We're seeing some people move in, and some people. We've maintained 5,000 in the city of Sheldon for decades and decades, and that's because of the same thing: people coming, people going, and our church is a reflection of that reality. So where we're at right now, we actually have a lot more people than we used to, and it's been great to work and figuring out ways to, how do we persuade you to stay? That kind of thing. Because for one reason, it's mostly good that people leave. They're taking care of family or whatever. That's what we're working on as a church. And so I've also talked a little bit about doing a YouTube channel. Personally, I wanted to do something that sort of addresses misunderstandings about end times, because I see there are a lot of people that sort of go in the direction of looking at the newspaper and saying that what's happening right now is a fulfillment of prophecy, that you're seeing this happening now in real time. And it's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
And most often when people do that, you get egg on your face. Those kinds of things I'd want to address, and as well as different interpretive issues that come from various camps that make for an unclear or a problematic eschatology. So those are things I've thought about. The hard part is right now I have a computer that just doesn't handle the video software right now, and so if I were to go on YouTube, I would need help there. But if I don't end up doing that, I may end up, as I was mentioning earlier, there's still things that I want to talk about. And I don't know if you guys have gotten this, if you've mentioned that we're ending Theologic, but I've gotten some from people. A lot of people have come up to me. It's like, well, you could still do this. This might be a good way to keep going on.
I've gotten
that a ton from people. Well, you could, here's an idea. Here's how you could do that. And my problem is always, okay, how is this unique? Because if you're going to do podcasting, it's got to have some level of uniqueness. What our uniqueness was, I frankly thought, was our debates, in addition to our the things we agree on, because our Christian culture just doesn't understand how you can have unity in disagreement. They don't get that. And I think we see that in broader circles right now. How do you have the stuff how does Josh Bice have to go into an anonymous account in order to critique John MacArthur? That kind of thing. It's because we don't have a place for a healthy critique, a love and respect towards somebody, at the same time disagreeing with somebody because you're automatically canceled. I don't think there's much of anything like that going on. And that's where I thought that what we brought as a podcast was something unique, in that the majority of our efforts were more on the things we agreed upon, because if you're going to have friendships, it can't be exclusively what you disagree upon.
Right.
It has to be. There has to be a majority of things on what we appreciate, we agree on, and then have room for something where we have disagreements, where we can have honesty and respect and love at the same time as saying, "Oh, here's where you're wrong." That's what I think we had to offer. So, if you have any suggestions on how we could continue on with that in a way that would be unique, I would be interested to hear, because right now the podcast sphere is so oversaturated.
Well, I think too, like, not to interrupt you.
No, you're fine, brother.
I think I made this comment to Sean once when we were having coffee, that I think that our culture is headed in a direction of the local church growing.
Yeah.
And I think that excites me. But it also, it's going to come through a lot of pain too, because I think, well, I guess
you were saying that in the context of bigger ministries, we're Bice, Lawson, bigger ministries.
I mean, did you see Virgil Walker step down from G3 now?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think that personally. I don't think there'll be another conference ever again.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I don't know how and full disclosure for people that are listening, what I'm about to say is strictly my opinion. But I do know that Virgil stepped down. I don't know why some of these big names would ever go back to doing something like that. I mean, there's clearly,
like getting Vody Bacham.
Yeah, why would you?
James White, Paul Washer, all back.
Washer, just because, I mean, Washer is just who he is. I mean, he's just that guy that kind of, I think, stays in the shadows because he's a godly man. I'm not saying those that throw themselves out there or have more of a public influence are sinning. I'm just saying Washer is just kind of he preaches and then you don't hear from him ever again. And he preaches and you don't hear from him ever again. Vody is helping to start a seminary in Florida.
Oh, I didn't know that. Last I heard he was in Africa. So
no, he came back.
Yeah. Like founders like Tom Askell.
Yeah. Okay. Him and Askell are starting a seminary down in Florida. I just don't know why. It just showed that there was a lot of dysfunction, in my opinion, behind closed doors. Like I think the Boyce thing. For those of you who don't know, G3 is a national conference. A lot of big name pastors come. I was encouraged by it, but at the same time, some of that stuff just didn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I feel like it got to be too big, and it got to be too showy and too cool. That's, again, I'm just speaking my opinion. But anyway,
You're not wrong.
My point with the comment I made to Sean once just over coffee was, I think, to the glory of God, the local church is going to be emphasized again.
Yeah.
Just small, no-name pastors. Because that is God working through the normal means of grace.
Yeah.
And I think the conference stuff is just kind of maybe going to, at least for a season or maybe even permanently in our culture. I don't know. I don't think permanently.
Well, it's beyond G3 too.
But-
It's just kind of also in that whole sphere of like in the past 10 years. I mean, we could spend the rest of this episode naming off names of men that have been exposed for various kinds of moral failure. And it's in the celebrity pastor realm.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not just G3. It's just, that's just one more fly to drop.
Yeah. And I say all that to say I'm thankful for what we have done here, but at the same time, I do really actually pray that my brothers would be fruitful in their local church ministries, because I think that is the direction that our culture, again, to the glory of God, is going to start trending again. And I think that through that there will be revival. I don't think that there was ever going to be revival through lots of conferences and you know, I mean, I think the last time we went to G3 was 2023.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was almost 10,000 people there.
Right.
I mean,
Huge.
G3 was getting huge.
Yeah.
As far as a Christian conference is concerned,
Right.
like 10,000 people in a country of 330 million is nothing. But as far as a Christian conference is concerned, to get 10,000 people from across the country to come to your conference,
In a very diverse crowd at that. There were some people you
Yeah.
looked at were like, don't think this, are you Christian?
Yeah,
And
right.
other people that you look at like, maybe you're too Christian. Like, it's-
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
listen up a little bit. Like it was a very wide crowd.
It was
Yeah.
diverse, right? Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
diverse.
But I mean, to Zach's point, like it's just I don't know. It's sad to see a lot of these podcasters, a lot of these individuals not know how to get along.
Yeah.
And I think that stems from, again, my opinion, that stems from seeking to make your brand bigger
Yeah.
and not advance the kingdom.
Do you think, and maybe this might be a sad comment, but do you think that there's something poetic about the fact that G3 started our podcast, and at the end of G3, we end too?
Oh,
I don't know if poetic's the word, but just seems like there's an interesting connection. Like it wasn't long
yeah.
in relation to everything coming out about Josh Bice that we came to the same conclusion. We can end our time.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that there's just like you pointed out in our last episode, there's a time and a season for everything.
Yeah.
And I haven't been so thankful for the fruitful discussions that we've had. I've changed, like how I have changed in the last 3 years in a good way, just in how I think about some things and how I pray or read or just being encouraged spiritually. Like our last conversation, just on prayer and questioning God and just being affirmed in, not this is about my affirmation.
Yeah.
This is
You're in a
2020.
safe
We want
space.
you.
This
We
is
want
a
you to
safe
feel
space.
affirmed.
Yeah.
This is a safe space for you people.
This is 2025.
We can make Theologic a safer space for you if that's what you need to remain. If you need more, if you need like
Stuffed animals?
affirmation each episode, we can do that.
Well, hey. I felt like I finally could celebrate my birthday
Hey.
for the first time in
Oh yeah.
years. Juneteenth. They hijacked my birthday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then I could never look forward to my birthday month because it was always gay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so
Let that die.
Let it die.
Yeah, praise God for it.
Slow and actually not slow, quick.
Yeah,
Quick.
it has been, right? I'm really, really glad. So glad. Anymore, we're starting to have to change gears on warning kids about the whole transgender movement. It's still there. It's still It's still affecting people. But our interest is going to be moving elsewhere and protecting their minds, which is amazing.
100%. Yeah. And so I am excited for what we all have going on. Sean's church is growing. Zach is being successful in other ways at his church and excited in other ways. I think you've recently had members within the last year come to your church, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, we added members last year, and Lord willing, we'll have maybe some later on. We've had talks with certain people who want to become members, and I usually have membership classes in the fall.
I feel like there have been people come to your church because of our podcast, right?
Well, yeah, I've had people come to our church, maybe not because of the podcast, but because of my connections with you.
Oh, okay.
I went to one of your political gatherings, and that's led some people to find interest in our church.
Yeah.
I've had, and because of that connection, we have had other people come from those other folks, and so. I think that our podcast, by and large, for us, has been a very helpful discipleship tool for people in our church. I've been able to talk about it when I'm giving Sunday school lessons or preaching.
Yeah.
I've been able to refer people to it, and I'll tell people, hey, we actually dealt with this in the podcast. You might find an interest in this episode. With the one on human trafficking, which, by the way, thank you so much for listening to that one, folks. That one is blown up in a lot of good ways.
Good.
Because people, I think, are really hungry to understand and know what exactly human trafficking is. If you haven't listened to that one, check that one out. And check out Stacy Besh. And see if she's in your area, it would be good for you. Not pleasant, but it'll be good for you to listen to one of her talks on the issue.
Yeah.
But anyway, that kind of thing has been very helpful for discipling our people.
Yeah, wonderful. Sean, you wanted to flesh out some of your favorite memories. I feel like you said that.
I've kind of just dropped them a little bit here and there, but
being racist is towards the top.
Yeah. Well, funny. Anyway, not like favorite, but funny. No, but
man.
Yeah, like in a similar way to what you said a moment ago about learning a lot and just things changing. I've enjoyed through those topics that you've dropped on us. Just hearing out you guys as we talk through those, and a lot of notes have been taken, a lot of notes have been saved from those conversations. So so when I say favorite memories, that's both the funny stuff as well as just the general camaraderie around the table. I've always told people that our podcast is of the local church for the local church.
All right.
And so for me, that's probably, although there's many reasons I'm sad that our time in this fashion is coming to an end. The conversations that I was able to have with people in our area about their appreciation of the podcast and what they were learning through it, that is something that I will miss. Although I realize the content will still be there, saved online, but we're not continuing to make more content. So the aspect of us being able to serve people that we go to church with, whether that's Packy, you and I as pastors, or people at Hospers Presbyterian where you have brethren, just being able to be a ministry of sorts to that is something I've appreciated. And if I ever have the opportunity to be a part of another podcast as such, whether it's a Theologic 2.0 or it's something else, it's definitely a ministry format that I have enjoyed. And it's interesting. Packy kind of drug me into this where we were driving back from G3.
Yeah, the very first time we were together.
Yeah, he first brought it up, and it wasn't so much the idea, it's just I don't do podcasts generally, and I've never had an interest in being a part of one. But once Packy laid out what his vision was, I was like, let me think about it. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, okay, we could do this. And it was a very providential idea. Because at that point, where my ministry was in George, Iowa, was a lot of evangelism and discipleship. And at that point, I was not doing a lot of formal pastoring, practically speaking. So a lot of my work day to day was, again, in evangelism and such. So to have a space like this where I was able to flesh out things I was thinking through, whether it was books I was reading or just ideas and theologies I was trying to process, this became a great space to be able to express that, work through those things.
A safe space.
It was a safe space.
I'm not the only one.
Yes.
What? Did you worked out or
that I need a safe space?
Oh,
safe space.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. I felt safe.
I'll bring more stuffed animals next time.
That would be good. More something soft and cozy and
right.
But at this point, though, I would say that the timing of this shift is also good because over the past year, Central Baptist has seen a lot of development. We're pretty much a new church now at this point. We've reestablished ourselves, and there's a lot of pastoral work that I'm having to exercise, and in a lot of ways, very similar to a church planter. So my plate is very full right now with that. So the pause on this is good timing in my life, but like I said a moment ago, to be able to re-engage something like this in the future, I would definitely be open to, because it's fun. You talk theology, you laugh, you make jokes that you wonder, is that can get edited out or is that not?
Oh,
like
yeah.
the time we talked about, this is the other things in my notes, the Virgin Mary in Catholic teaching, perpetual virginity. And then there was that joke that you laid out about Joseph. And we're talking about how like Joseph should get the sainthood, not Mary, if he's going to be
Instant sainthood.
married.
I don't remember
married to a perpetual virgin.
No.
He probably is a saint in the other. But yeah, maybe I edited that out. I don't remember if I did.
I'm going to look that up right now,
I think
just so our
it's-
listeners can know.
I
I'm
think
going to look
it's
it up.
in there.
I'm going to look it up.
It's going to be, it's probably, I would say November of 2023. I think that was when we talked about everything Catholic in that month.
Right.
And then
Oh,
we had
that's
we had
right.
an interview with Mike Gendron. So if you get a chance to check that out, that would be where it is.
So yeah, that was another. Yes, again, talking theology, joking, and so it's been good times. But I'm also looking forward to continuing to pastor the flock that God has brought to Central Baptist. And the other thing that's changed too, and I was even thinking about this like last night as I was thinking ahead to our talk here. Like when we started this, I think I only had JL and Alethea. I don't think Eden was born yet. And here in the next week or so, we're going to be in the hospital with number 4.
Oh yeah.
So it's like also like on the home front.
Do you know
like
if it's a boy or girl?
It's a boy.
Oh, wow.
Part of me wants to give out the name right now, which actually,
Ooh.
By the time this drops, it'll be probably like at the end of July, beginning of August.
yeah. So we are going to be welcoming Valor into the world on July 9th. So this will be past tense, but that is the name of my son.
You're right.
We have welcomed Valor.
We will not share that.
into the world. So my first son,
Is that Greek or Latin or for anything?
Valor is the basic idea of abundance,
I'm sure it's Latin.
strength, might. So we got it out of Scripture, where you hit like the men of valor, men that are valiant.
Yeah.
They can get translated a lot of different ways in our English.
You could call him Val for short.
Val.
No,
No?
that's too close to Valerie.
Val.
Oh, like Val Kilmer?
Val Kilmer.
He's a guy, right? Or
That's
wait.
true. That's true. But not like the full valor. And I was how it came about. I was journaling, and I think I was journaling a prayer about myself, and just asking God to make me more valiant or something like that. But in the wording was valor is how I wrote what I ended up writing. I was like, as I wrote it, I was like, valor. I texted Hannah, and I texted a few Bible verses where that comes up in the Old Testament. I was like, what do you think? And she's like,
Middle name. What's his middle name?
What's his middle name?
Yeah.
Valor's middle name is Raker. So that is
Oh,
a
yeah.
family
It's a family
name.
name, right?
It goes
It's a
back
family
to my
name, right?
grandfather
Mama.
who
Yeah.
married my grandmother.
Mima.
And
Is it Mima?
Is it
Mama?
Mima?
It's
It's
Mama.
Mama, right? Yeah,
Mama.
you're from the South, right?
So
Oh, yeah.
when
Mama.
my dad was 7, my grandmother married Jim Raker, but he did not adopt my dad. My dad kept his original last name. So when my dad was 18, just to honor who he called dad, like his biological father, he never called dad, but this
Oh, wow.
this man that married my grandmother, that was his dad. And so to honor him at age 18, he went to the court and added Raker as his middle name.
Wow.
I have Raker as my middle name.
Really?
And so this
cool.
son will be Valor Raker Mushton.
VRM.
Yep.
That's pretty
Cool
cool.
initials. I like it.
So
that's really
that's
sweet.
where we're at. So yeah, church is growing, family's growing. Love podcasting, but for the time being, going to put a pause on that.
Well, given Sean is rejoice in his firstborn son, I will insert more humor off of that. Joseph is indeed a patron saint
There you go.
of the Catholic Church. I was just waiting to get that in there. I didn't want to interrupt. My son's name is Valor. He's my first son.
Was he
And then
immediately a saint without doing a miracle? Well, that is a miracle.
And then I come in and I lighten the mood with more Roman Catholicism stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, Joseph, husband of Mary and earthly father of Jesus, is a saint in the Catholic Church.
What is he a
Highly
saint of?
revered and considered one of the most important saints.
Yeah.
With his feast day, which is March 19th.
That was the only fun he was having.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep going. He is the patron saint. He is the patron saint of the Universal Church families. He's never had a family.
Yeah, that's funny. There's an ironic part there. He's a patron saint of families.
He's the patron saint of fathers. He's not one.
To Jesus,
according to
biologically
Catholics. And many other causes. He played a crucial role in the Holy Family. Did he really do anything? And he is seen as a model of faith, obedience, and devotion to God's will, which, according to the Catholics, was abstinence.
Ooh.
You read that. You didn't add that.
I added that.
Okay.
No, yeah. I wish that actually said that.
Oh, yeah, that was okay. That's pretty funny.
Sorry, guys. This is a 3-man podcast, so
and we're all married.
Ladies,
too.
forgive
we're
us.
all
but
married.
Sorry,
We're all
three dudes
married.
around the table.
That's
We're
hilarious.
all married, and none of us practice abstinence to the glory of God. But Joseph could,
It's good.
Yeah. He's the patron saint of fathers and families.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Never had a family.
Yeah.
Was never a father, according to the
Don't Roman Catholics believe that James and Jude and everybody were his from another marriage, were his children?
Do they? I don't know that.
That's right. I think that was the case.
Oh, so he...
Which is why, they're related not biologically. James and Jude could not be biologically.
So do they
related to
believe
Jesus.
he had more than one wife?
Evidently.
There are a few
It has to
theories
be
that
that.
float around. It's hard to nail down which one's which, but yeah, there are a few theories. He could have been an older guy, previously married, wife died, left him 3 or 4 kids, and then he marries young Virgin Mary.
That's how they get around it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tradition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Joseph was married, and his wife just...
But yeah, it's conversations like this
Died.
I'm gonna miss.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think I ever got a chance to talk about what I enjoyed about Theologic. Sean,
Oh, yeah,
Sean
sorry,
Sean brought out camaraderie. I mean, amen to that.
Yeah.
A plus on that one. I also feel, secondly, a satisfaction for what we've done.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like the content. Oh, this is the big compliment we get mostly from people who listen to us. They'll say, "You got great content." Great content. Well, that's what we're shooting for. You know, my father-in-law just recently said to me, he said, "You know what I like about your podcast? You don't spend the majority of your time at the beginning talking about useless, frivolous things,
Like
James
riding your
White.
bike and...
or like doing the laundry, or like what you found in the laundry, just goofy things that are unrelated to the topic. Although we're having fun right now and talking
Yeah.
in a different way. But I'm satisfied that we were able to put out a good product for people.
Yeah.
Something that I'm not a creator. I don't make things with my hands very well.
Yeah.
But I think I'm more of I can make things with my voice better.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, like whether it's impressions or music and now this, talking about this. What we have done, I think, is satisfying to my soul that the work we've done is of good quality. It's going to be, it has been and will continually be a blessing to those who would listen.
Yeah, I think so.
And what we have is biblical. It's challengeable, of course. Anything we say is challengeable.
Yeah.
So use the word and become better thinkers of the word as you go forward. Listening to something else, maybe going forward. So,
Yeah.
amen.
And like I said earlier, I'm thankful that not only what we brought out in unity, but also what we brought out in our diversity
Yeah.
has been satisfying and good quality and a strengthening agent to the church
Yeah.
that hopefully can influence people for the years to come.
Yeah, I think it will. Well, can I close on note of fellowship? And I think that I will say one thing. I'm not going to stop fellowshipping with these guys. Yeah. And so one thing that I would encourage, been my conviction just recently as I think about this, even apart from this podcast, but don't stop fellowshipping with your brothers. Don't stop fellowshipping with your fellow Christians. You're not meant to live on an island by yourself. God has given us friends that stick closer than a brother. And so these are these guys to me. And that's certainly not going to change. There's still going to be a lot of things that I ask these guys for help with, whether spiritually or just physically or whatever. And so these guys are great. I love them. And nothing changes regarding that. I'll just be talking to them at the brew house.
Yeah.
Selfish plug. And not in front of a microphone.
Yeah.
So,
well, listeners, let me know if I just did something of my own, or just be honest and send me a message. Email theologicpodcast1@gmail.com. If this is something that you actually want to continue, just drop me a line. Right now, we don't get a whole lot of interaction on social media, so sometimes, and I don't know if that's contributed to any of our thoughts here, but sometimes you wonder, okay, so are we actually reaching people?
It's the man.
There it is, the algorithm.
The man.
We just got to get into the algorithm.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The algorithm? Sorry, that was weird.
Who is that?
Al Gore.
I'll do it
There
again.
was Saturday Night Live did a sketch back when Al Gore was running for president back in 2000, and Daryl Hammond was his name, and he did this hilarious impression of Al Gore. He's this boring, robotic a guy obsessed with lockboxes.
Save the polar bears.
What my opponent was beginning to say. Anyway, that was his impression. I'm doing an impression of his impression. It's hilarious. But anyway, yeah, algorithm. It's what you have to get into for us to be out there. But anyway.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks for listening to us. Listen to us. Reach out to us. Reach out to Zach specifically. And keep being blessed by what we've been able to produce. And it's been a pleasure. So with that, I'm going to sign off. And I love you guys.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to Theologic.